Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we do daily videos talking about different medicinal plants, herbs and spices, and also offer you tried and tested proven recipes that work in order to help you understand how to better use these wonderful plants and herbs in bettering your health and your wellness. So in this video we are going to cover the important medicinal properties of the oats as a plant. So we're going to talk about the oat straw, the oat grain, the oat bran, how to understand their medicinal properties, how to take advantage of them, how to also use this plant in making an extract, a deconcoction, and also as a wash as well, and some little warning signs of who should avoid using this plant medicinally. So we hope you enjoy the video. I've prepared a wonderful presentation for you, so let's get started. So the oats are usually associated with the porridge that is made from the oatmeal, and it's considered as a nutritious breakfast, but we're not really going to talk about this today. We're going to talk about the medicinal purposes of this whole plant as a whole, which is known as oat straw, and it's used for so many different things, and it's really good for restoring the nervous system in terms of serving as a nervous system tonic, and also really important for anyone suffering from anxiety, important for anyone suffering from stress as well, because it contains important compounds and important minerals that will help you in doing so. The recent research around this plant, as well as oat bran as well, has helped in because it has actually helped us understand this plant more, and it has helped also to prove that it also reduces the abnormal high levels of blood cholesterol. So really important here. Apart from that, we're going to break this video up into 3 parts, talking about the wonderful benefits of each part, as well as how to use it: the oat straw, grain and oat bran. So the oat straw here, let's start off with the oat straw, which is the main part of the, like, as a whole plant and as a whole herb. It actually acts as an antidepressant, and it also has restorative nerve tonic properties, and it also helps to prevent sweating. So we've talked about yarrow in yesterday's video, about how yarrow is wonderful when it comes to helping with the promoting sweating part, as well as helping to cleanse the blood. This one's a bit different because it has so many other benefits, and its most well-known benefit is it serves as a natural anti-anxiety. It serves as a natural anti-stress herb, and it helps with the nervous system. And the grain also helps to restore the nerve tonic, and it's also really nutritious as well. And the oat bran reduces the blood sugar levels. So with the oat straw, it's really important tonic for the whole system. If you look at it that way, it's really a holistic natural plant that you can use to as a general tonic for the whole system, and it can be used for so many different things. It's really ideal for people who suffer from anxiety, the people who suffer from stress, especially when it comes to panic attacks as well. Can be used, the oat straw, for thyroid and estrogen deficiency, and for degenerative diseases, especially when it comes to multiple sclerosis. So it's one of the specific plants that the holistic practitioners rely on when it comes to the degenerative diseases, because it is such a wonderful, gentle plant. It's not like, for example, St. John's wort, which is absolutely amazing, but it has, for example, when it comes to St. John's wort, it has side effects like stomach upsets. It can also act as a powerful anti-stress or antidepressant. So the oat straw still has the same compounds, similar compounds when it comes to anxiety and stress and so forth, but it's very gentle on the body, and it's very gentle on the nerves and on the stomach and digestive system as well. So for any ladies out there who are suffering from estrogen deficiency, consider using an oat straw in terms of a tincture, or using it in a tea form or an infusion, which we will get to later on. So another way of using the oat straw plant is for colds, especially reoccurrent persistent colds and flus. It really helps to gently stimulate the immune system in order to help fight off colds. And the crop, if you are able to harvest the crop, if it grows wildly around you and you have correctly identified it, you can easily harvest it when the grain is ripe, and also you can harvest the whole oat straw plant when the grain is ripe as well, and you can dry it and you can chop it. It's actually one of these light, wonderful plants that is easy to dehydrate, easy to dry, so you don't need a dehydrator for that. You can air dry as well. So let's talk about the medicinal benefits of the oat straw before we head over to the grain part. So when it comes to, I'm just gonna go back a little bit, so because we're talking about the oat straw at the moment. So the oat straw can be used, for example, as an extract, so you can take doses of about 2 to 3 milliliters, especially when it comes to anxiety and insomnia. And this is a tincture. This is an oat straw tincture, and it's best made with glycerin as well, so it can also be easier for the body to digest, and it doesn't have these associated side effects when it comes to the alcohol-free version. But of course, the choice is up to you. I just prefer a alcohol-free tincture. So the Oatstraw tincture is really helpful when it comes to insomnia, lack of sleep, and it also is a good remedy for colds and chills in order to encourage sweating as well. So for a gentle detox of the body as a whole, use oat straw in either a tea or in either a extract, which is a tincture. You can find that, you can make it yourself using glycerin, and we'll get to that later on. You can also use the oat straw as a deconcussion. When you make a deconcussion, it is made from the whole plant, the whole dried version of the plant, and you can use it for exactly the same things you would use the extract for, which is anxiety, insomnia, and it's a general help when it comes to colds and when it comes to chills as well. Another thing you can use this wonderful plant, the oat straw plant, is as a wash. So you can simply make a deconcussion, which is a strong blend of, it's more of a tea, but it's much more stronger in concentrate. So you boil a larger amount of the herb compared to you would do with a tea, and you also let it simmer for quite as long, so it is potent and it's strong in that way. You can use it as a healing wash for skin conditions, especially when it comes to eczema, when it comes to dry, sensitive skin. The oat straw and the oat plant in general is the one to go. So let's talk about the grain now. So the seeds have similar properties to the whole plant, and they can be used for quite similar benefits as well, for similar purposes, such as the oat straw, but they are a bit different because they're broken up. As you can tell from the grain, we get the oat bran and we get the oatmeal as well, and we also get a flour remedy, which is amazing. And we get oat milk here, which is one of my favorite plant milks to consume. So surprisingly, we also get a wild oat flour remedy, and this can be used energetically for times of uncertainty, for times of dysfunction, dissatisfaction, general dissatisfaction as well. So if you're into the flour remedies, you're into energetic medicine, I highly advise you to look into the wild oat flour remedy. In terms of that, I've done a whole video talking about the wonderful benefits of flour remedies before, so I will insert the link to that video in the description box below if you want to check it out. Another thing that you can use the grain for is you can use as a poultice, and so you can use as an oatmeal poultice specifically for skin conditions, things like shingles, cold sores, eczema, dry sensitive skin. Oats are one of the top best skin nutrient plants that I rely on, because I suffer from dry sensitive skin. So I usually place the oats in my bath. I usually grind up the oats and make a face mask or make a body scrub with it. It's really important to incorporate oats, especially if you're suffering from dry sensitive skin, and you can do so through topical use. It's best when it comes to the skin health. You can also, of course, make oat bran porridge, you can make oatmeal and all that sort of stuff, and enjoy the minerals of the oats internally. But in terms of topical use for skin health, for eczema, for a dry sensitive skin, I highly advise you to just simply blend oats and use them in your homemade recipe for body scrub. Use them as a face mask, either with some yogurt or with some honey, and then just place it on the face as well. Make sure it's grinded, because once you grind them, you release all these oils and all these components. You break them down so they can be easily absorbed by your skin. So what about the warning signs? So this is a gentle plant altogether, but there is one thing that I want you to be aware of. So for those sensitive to gluten, for those who have celiac disease, you need to be a bit careful when it comes to oats. And I know there are a couple of gluten-free oats brands that I personally use for my son who has a gluten allergy, and he processes them okay, but he can sometimes have a bit of trouble with them. So I've decreased them in the recent last couple of months, and I've switched to other types of gluten-free alternatives such as tapioca and others as well. But for people who are sensitive to gluten, for people who have celiac disease, if you haven't tried oats before, please be careful. Try oats in either a porridge form or either a oatmeal slowly and gradually. See how you go, see how your stomach feels, and make sure it's a gluten-free version as well. There can be a little bit of gluten that tends to get into these products, so I would be careful myself and just start off with a smaller bowl and see how I go. Also, if you are sensitive to gluten, if you have celiac disease, then you would if you did decide to use the tincture or the deconcussion that we've talked about in this video, then allow it to settle, then clear any liquid and use it for any use. So allow the deconcussion and the tincture to settle, then you start to see the clear liquid only, and use only the clear liquid for that purpose. Discard any other parts. So I hope you found this video helpful. We've reached the end of our video. If you found it helpful in any way, please like, share and subscribe. We would love to have you on board. Take care and have a great day. I will also include the most important things we've discussed in this video in the description box below for you to review that. Also, I will include the links to the specific supplements that I take in terms of Oatstraw tincture, as well as some of the things that I find helpful in terms of the Oatstraw herb and plant as well. So take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.